Hello everyone. I hope you all will be absolutely fine, absolutely healed and healthy. Let's look at certain very important points from competition point of view about a very important poet of second generation of romantics, that is none other than P.B. Shelley, whose full name is Percy Bysshe Shelley. This poet is a very important poet in Romantic age, particularly the second generation of Romantics, including John Keats, Lord Byron, and so many others. And this poet is actually known for his lyrics, his beautiful lyrics like Ode to West Wind and To a Skylark, Lament, and so many other masterpieces like long poem Just Adonis, written on the death of John Keats, and just a tragedy, The Cenci, a 5-act tragedy, then Prometheus Unbound, a lyrical drama in 4 acts, and so many other beautiful just works from this great poet. Now let's look at some very important points related to or about this great poet, and these points will help you develop a very proper kind of understanding about this great poet, and these points will definitely help you a lot in giving you upper hand in all upcoming exams like Up PGT, GIC, and other state competitive examination where Shelley is the part of the syllabus, and as well as above all UGC net. So now let's look at these very important points. Percy Bysshe Shelley. This is his full name and popularly known as P.B. Shelley. Birth 4th August. Remember these facts, these factual points are very important just from competition point of view. This poet was born on 4th August 1792 at Field Place, Horsham in Sussex. This is in, not actually is. And this poet died on 8 July 1822 at Pisa, Pisa in Italy, where he spent as many as 4 to 5 years, 4 to 5 years of his life, particularly the last 4 to 5 years of his own life. And there he was actually just cremated, and just his ashes, mortal remains, buried next to the grave of John Keats, because unfortunately John Keats also died in Italy. Remember that. So this poet was born on 8th August, 4th August 1792, and died, born in England. Remember that. Born in England, name of the place, Field Place, Horsham in Sussex, but died at Pisa in Italy in 1822 at the age of 29, not more than 29. Why? Because see, August, July, he was just probably a month short to complete 30. So died at the age of 29 and probably 9-10 months. Next very important fact, parents. His father was Timothy Shelley, a conservative, a parliamentarian. He was a parliamentarian. It means he was from a well-fed family. P.B. Shelley was from a well-fed family, but radical, revolutionary, there was a kind of a rebellion in him. He was kind of a person who was not ready to compromise and was always at daggers drawn with the system, with his even father, and with the society. You can say that, always at the daggers drawn. So father, a parliamentarian, Timothy Shelley, a parliamentarian, and mother Elizabeth Pilford, Pilford. Remember these facts, these factual information, very important, because a straightway question can be in your own examination, name of Shelley's mother or name of Shelley's father or the profession of actually Shelley's father. He was a member of parliament. That is very important. This fact called Eton atheist or mad Shelley. So he got his education at Eton College, University of Oxford. There, because of his radical views, revolutionary views, his absolutely different and new approach of thinking, the poet was called the mad Shelley. You can understand that it means he was not on good terms with his fellow students at the college. And that's why the result was that he was called mad Shelley. Next, very important fact. The last work of his poetic career was The Triumph of Life, a long poem he was working on when he accidentally died, or when he was accidentally killed by a drowning. So he died by drowning while he was returning home or returning to his place after spending certain day or days with his own friends. And the boat or the ship he was, it was a kind of a ship, kind of a boat. The boat he was returning in was proposed to be called Don Juan, but Shelley called it Ariel. Remember that this question has been asked. Question was also, what was the name of that boat Shelley was returning when he drowned? The name of the boat was, as proposed earlier, it was proposed to be called Don Juan in the just honor of actually Lord Byron, but Shelley called it Ariel, Ariel. Remember that. Very important. This alma mater means the just college or university he studied, University College, Oxford. This phrase is very important. Cor coram means heart of hearts. This means heart of hearts, H-E-A-R-T, heart of hearts, H-E-A-R-T-S, heart of hearts, written on the tomb of Shelley. And one more line is also written, probably taken from Shakespeare's The Tempest. Exactly, I don't remember that one. Very important facts. Expelled from university means expelled from just University College of Oxford in the year 1811. Remember that. He was expelled from Oxford in 1811 for writing a pamphlet. He wrote a pamphlet, circulated the copies of the pamphlet among students, and even he dared send the copies of those pamphlets to the higher authorities of the university, and the result was that he was thrown out of the university, means he was expelled from the university in 1811 along with his friend Thomas Jefferson Hogg. Remember that name. I have written, see, expelled from university in 1811 for writing a pamphlet. What? The Necessity of Atheism. With Thomas Jefferson Hogg. Very important information. He first married Harriet Westbrook at the age of 19. So when first time Shelley married, he was 19 years old, and probably Harriet was younger in age to him when they married. Probably she was not more than 16. So he was married at the age of 19 to Harriet Westbrook, who committed suicide in 1816. So it is said that Harriet Westbrook had some mental issue, and because of that mental issue, this young girl, when she was expecting, means when she was probably a few months pregnant, she threw herself straightway into a lake. The lake probably was Serpentine Lake. She committed suicide in. And soon after that, second marriage, he married to Mary Godwin, daughter of William Godwin. Remember that, the greatest philosopher of that time, and you can say that a kind of a mentor or godfather to Percy Bysshe Shelley. Shelley was very much influenced by William Godwin, a great scholar of that time. Shelley met him, came in his contact, and soon he came in contact with his own daughter, Mary just Godwin, and later they decided to elope with probably his half sister or a sister of Mary Godwin. And after the marriage, they returned, and their elopement gave a kind of a shock to William Godwin. This I told you. This his greatest work now, his important work that we have to bear in mind. Queen Mab, first important work, Queen Mab, that came into print in 1813, or probably it was written in 1813. The subtitle of this poem is a philosophical poem with notes. Remember that, because time and again in competitions, such kind of questions pop up asking the subtitle of a certain work. So the subtitle of this Queen Mab is a philosophical poem with notes. Next important work, see this, Alistair, very important work. Aleister, it's all about a demon. Aleister, or this, the subtitle of Aleister is the spirit. Aleister, this is Aleister. Aleister, or the spirit of solitude. 1816 it came, and this year was very important year probably in the life of P.B. Shelley. Why? Because first, just his wife committed suicide. Sorry, first wife committed suicide. Second thing, probably the same year he married Mary Godwin, and this important work came into print. This is a 750 lines poem in blank verse. Remember that. Alastor, or the Spirit of Solitude, written in 1816, is consisted of 750 just a blank verse lines. Blank verse, you know that. Hymn to Intellectual Beauty, another very important book that also came in the year 1860. That very important, the Revolt of Islam, 12 cantos. So this poem, The Revolt of Islam, is divided into 12 cantos, just like his Ode to West Wind is actually divided into 5 cantos, 14 lines each. That is very important lyric. So this is the Revolt of Islam. Then the Cenci, C-E-N-C-I, remember the pronunciation of this word is Cenci. Probably is a kind of Italian word. Why? Because it's all about just Cenci, or a very strong, powerful man who is who is found guilty of committing incest. So this play, the Cenci, is a 5-act play all about incest. I-N-C-E-S-T. Incest means a kind of it's a kind of abnormal kind of, you can say, physical relation between two people who are related to each other by blood, who have a blood relation. That is called a kind of, so that is called incest. So this play is on incest, the Cenci. Then next, this I have written a tragedy in 5 acts. It is a tragedy in 5 acts, the Cenci. Then very important, another very important play, Prometheus Unbound, a lyrical drama in 4 acts. Cenci in 5 acts. This is a tragedy. Prometheus Unbound is a lyrical drama in 4 acts. Lyrical drama, you can say, is a kind of a drama, or this closer drama that is meant to be read, not meant to be performed. Then The Witch of Atlas, 1820, 78 stanzas. So The Witch of Atlas is written in 78 stanzas. Written in, 1820, consisted of 78, or consisting of 78 stanzas. Apart from these important works, there are so many other very important works, like you can say this Adonis, A-D-O-N-A-I-S, Adonis. This very particular poem actually Shelley wrote just or soon after the sudden and shocking death of John Keats. Though they were never on good terms. Why? Because John Keats did not like his revolutionary ideas. Nevertheless, Shelley had a kind of affection and emotion for John Keats, and it was all because of then when he passed away in the year 1821, Shelley wrote Adonis, just accusing the just those people, or those just actually writers, or the critics of the Blackwood and Quarterly magazine, who had very severely lambasted or criticized John Keats for his Endymion and so many other works. Shelley is accusing them for the untimely death of John Keats in this poem Adonis. This poem was written in 1821. Remember that. This is written in 55 Spenserian stanzas. Spenserian stanzas, you know that a stanza of 9 lines. The first 8 lines in iambic pentameter, whereas the last line is in iambic hexameter, that is called Alexandrine. Apart from these works, Ode to West Wind, I told you, is in 5 cantos, 14 line each. Terza Rima. After that, To a Skylark, London, England in 1819. That is all about the Peterloo massacre. Then one very important poem like Lament, stanzas written in Rejection near Naples. Then so many other poems, like is very important, you can say, is the prose work, A Defense of Poetry, that he probably wrote in the year 1820-21 in response to Thomas Love Peacock's 4 Ages of Poetry, in which he attacks poetry. So in order to defend, he wrote this, A Defense of Poetry, and so many other masterpieces. And one thing bear in mind, that P.B. Shelley was a vegetarian. He was vegetarian. He did not eat meat. Whereas all other English, you know that they eat everything, but he was vegetarian and even wrote a kind of a probably essay for promoting this, for just encouraging people to embrace just vegetarian food, to embrace just veg food. And apart from all that, Shelley has written a lot. So, with this, I'll stop here. But before I go, I'll tell you one thing, that I'll try my best to cover almost all the important works of Shelley from the competition point of view. Once again, I will make a personal appeal to all of you, provided that you like my explanation, and if my videos help you a little in just increasing your knowledge, please do like and subscribe and share with your near and dears and your friends and family members. That's it in this video, my dear learners.